Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the first time watching and review series course, and today we're continuing our series of watching all the Bourne films. In today's video we're going to be watching the Bourne Supremacy. So of course in the previous first time watching and review video we watched the Bourne Identity, so that was the first film of the franchise. Today we are continuing the franchise, of course, with the Bourne Supremacy. Very excited to watch this one because this one's also said to be, I think, the best. I mean, I've heard the first three are quite solid. Identity proved that. Identity was really good. So I'm quite excited for Supremacy. I'm sure Supremacy will also be really good. But let's quickly read the description. So Matt Damon is on the run again as Jason Bourne in the smart and suspenseful action thriller. Having left his violent past behind him, Bourne's plans for a peaceful life are crushed when he narrowly escapes an assassination attempt attempted by an unknown enemy. He proves to be neither an easy target nor a person whose skill, determination, and resilience can't be underestimated. So, very good so far already. Yeah. I'm excited to watch this. I have good high hopes for this. I mean, the first Bourne film didn't at this point, so I'm counting the same for this one. So let's go watch the Bourne Supremacy. So that's the one we've already watched, Bourne Identity. Now it's time for the Bourne Supremacy. I actually quite like the artwork for that one. It's quite blue. I mean, that actually looks quite nice. I mean, all of them have had, well, that one's had quite interesting artwork, and then Ultimatum just seems to be plain black. So this one actually looks pretty good. And now I'm going to watch the Bourne Supremacy. See you after the film.
2 years ago,
This your store? It's a little hard to find.
Jason Bourne walked away from his past, never to look back again. But his past never stopped looking for him.
Marie! We're blown.
How? Jason, I don't want you to do this.
We don't have a choice.
Now,
Jason Bourne just popped up on the grid in Naples.
he's playing their game
He's making his first mistake.
They don't make mistakes.
on his terms.
He's doing exactly what he said he'd do. He's coming for us.
Why are they still after me?
I don't know.
We can play these games forever.
Yeah, he's not in front of you. You can't see it. Forget it. He's gone.
Let's play a little offense.
You have no idea what you're getting into.
They know you're here and they're coming for you now.
How long do I have?
Matt Damon is Jason Bourne. The Bourne Supremacy.
Camera landing.
This is Jason Bourne.
Bourne?
What did I say? If I even feel somebody behind me, I will bring this fight to your doorstep.
Trace it.
Where is he?
Right next to you.
So after finishing watching the Bourne Supremacy, I'm really happy to say that this is a great sequel and successor to the Bourne Identity. It carries on the elements that you all loved about the first film and just kind of gives you more of that to entertain you, but in a good way, of course, because it's a sequel. It serves its purpose really well, actually. The action was actually, honestly, at some parts felt well done. There was a certain part, which I'll get to in a second, which I felt was even better than the first one. But there's so many different things to talk about in this film, so we'll get into the positives straight away. I think I'll begin talking about the action first. Well, the action is shaky, gritty, and dark, carrying on Identity's theme. It doesn't, just change that theme of dark and thrilling suspense. Is actually still kept very well here. It's still sticking close to the side of realism instead of, making it over the top like Fast and Furious. It's actually really well done, actually. I still like the action in this film. There's a certain fight which I will talk about now, which is something I actually prefer much over to the first film's fight scene. So the first film had an apartment fight scene in Paris. This one has a house fight scene in Germany, and I thought the fight scene in Germany was much better than the first film's fight scene. But actually, that's not a bad thing, because sometimes the whole point of a sequel is to try and improve the first film's, you know, standard. So it's actually a good thing that they made it better. I really enjoyed the fight in this film, even if it was quite short. So yeah, it was really fantastic. It was actually a really good fight. It was really entertaining and more realistic. Improved fight choreography and sound, may I add. So yeah, I really liked the fight in this film. Not just the fight scene, but like overall the suspense and thrills in this film was great. Like Bourne, hiding out on the rooftop with a sniper aimed at the the intelligence group was fantastic as well. And then the very climactic car chase at the end in Moscow between Bourne and the guy you see at the poster pointing a gun at him. Yeah, it was really entertaining. There was a lot of good stuff that entertained you. It wasn't just boring in this film, which I liked. And I talked about the first film after watching it. I said I didn't really like it because of it, not dwelling into Bourne's past that much. Well, this film kind of does it more, and I take that back now that I've watched this film. This film actually explores quite an important and vital part, might I add, of Bourne's past. It takes us to the place where he got his first kill, and that kill probably changed the whole course of his life. That probably turned him very much into that person we see in the movies today. Yeah, it's really important actually. It's quite interesting to see that past inside of Bourne, because it's something that we didn't really touch upon in the first film. The first film was just getting to know Bourne and just who he is. So I guess I was a bit too hard in that film, but basically this sequel kind of explored more of Bourne's past, and I actually really liked that because then it adds more depth and backstory to his character, which I like. Bourne wasn't just interesting, right, but he was quite secretive, so that's why I think the fact that it's revealed more slowly but steadily in the sequel makes it more fun, because then you get to piece together what you know one by one, like a jigsaw puzzle. So I'm guessing Ultimatum might reveal even more about his past, and then by the time we finish watching the films, we'll have a sort of little idea of what his life was like. So that's kind of cool actually, how to think that. One big thing about this film is probably the fact that Mary from the first film dies, and especially being, Bourne's big love and partner, he's very saddened about that. That's kind of what leads him to go back into this state. So he was living a perfectly normal, happy life, but then, like all spy movies, something has to go and mess it all up. Some bad guy has to go and mess it all up. He's been framed basically in this film, and he's trying to prove to the others that he's not the one that did it. So also as well, get revenge for the death of Mary. So that adds more reason to why he's doing it. So again, he's got reason to do all this stuff. It's not like he's doing it for no reason, because then that would make him a villain. I love how each of Bourne's actions are just perfectly justifiable. Like, there's complete reason for what he does, and you actually feel it's perfectly normal and fine. Because that's exactly how I felt. So yeah, that's really good. So yeah, a lot of good stuff about this film. But if I had to speak about the negatives and the problems of this film, well, I'll begin. So, first of all, got the same issue as the first one. Whilst having a great story and great action, it's sometimes overlooked by the unnecessarily long, sometimes, dialogue scenes. I might sound controversial here, but sometimes Bourne, or the producers, whatever reason, like to add super long dialogue scenes that really add to nowhere in the films. But so that's why it makes it slow at times, and it begins to pick itself back up towards the end. It's actually consistent and good to the end, but I felt like during maybe the second act of the film, it wasn't really going anywhere, so I just felt like it was dragging on a wee bit there. Also, another thing that relates back to the first film, whilst I have a good understanding of the story, the beginning of the film, where, the villains, if you will, kind of have their plan to frame Bourne, it's not really the best in a way executed. It's not really well done. The outcome kind of creates a confusing little plot, and you're like left wondering what just happened. I mean, I kind of got it as it went along, like, oh, he's been framed, as I saw the fingerprint. But your first time watching this, right, you probably wouldn't catch on until maybe later on. So if they had, I just wish they had like maybe filmed or executed that part where they kind of have that plan, hatch that plan to frame Bourne for something like stealing the identity of something or whatever it was at the start of the film, just better. So if they had done that better, then it would be less confusing. It would make the film much more better. And that's what drives it from a 4-star rated film to a 3.5 rated star film, in my opinion. If I'm being honest, Born Identity got a 4-star rating. This only honestly gets a 3.5. It's still good. Don't get me wrong. It's just plenty of thrilling stuff and it's entertaining, but it just misses on that 4-star mark because of its sometimes poorly executed parts of the film, which just could be easily fixed. Here's my negatives of the film. Before I would like to finish the review, I'd like to actually add one more thing that I quite liked about the film, and that was the whole scene where he's in, I believe it's Germany, Munich, where he's in that busy square and then he's like communicating with the intelligence service, and then he's like, I've got to meet with Nikki, and then they send so many people down to keep an eye on him, but it's so busy it's hard to keep focused, and then he tricks them into going into like a bus and then he goes into the underground. All that without being spotted, and there was like 10 good men there. It was like a good group of 10, and he still manages to outsmart all of them just being a single person. That's how smart Bourne is. So never underestimate Bourne's IQ and cleverness, because he's always really smart and probably is one step ahead. But there you go, guys. There's my review on Bourne Supremacy after my first time watching it. I really did enjoy this film. At the end of the day, overall, it was a really good, fun film. It provided entertainment. It was good and thrilling, good action scenes. Easily had a couple of issues that could have been fixed up, but I still really enjoyed it. So I have to give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars for me today, and a 7 out of 10. Still pretty solid and good. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy, please remember to comment, like, share, and subscribe if you want to. And stay tuned, because tomorrow we have the not the Bourne Supremacy, this is the Bourne Supremacy. We have the Bourne Ultimatum first time watching review, which will be posted on the channel. The last one before I go on holiday, so when I come back on holiday, I'll post Legacy and Jason Bourne. But yeah, there's nothing really left to say about this review and film, so until the next video, bye bye.